Welcome back to another episode of Front Row Cinema, a movie podcast for movie lovers by movie lovers. I am your host, TJ Trimboli, and with me, as always, my co-host, alien abductee. Oh, oh wait, I forgot. Who are you?
I'm not sure anymore. just,
It
I'm
was
just
it
glad
was
you didn't say I was the alien abductor, because that would have been way worse.
no. I think they wiped it. They wiped me, Jim. They wiped me. Those bastards. And each week we take a look at a different movie from our childhood and we see how well it's aged, along with the hype surrounding the film, its box office analysis, and legacy in the film industry. So if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that sub button on YouTube, leave that 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's how you help the channel grow. Jim, what are we watching tonight?
I can't quite remember.
I know
Did
it's on the tip of
Julianne,
my tongue, but I just seem to be one of the forgotten.
did Julianne Moore make a movie in the early 2000s, like besides the sequel to Silence of the Lambs?
I don't know, but if I didn't have somebody here on the front cover of my DVD saying that this was the biggest jaw dropper since The Sixth Sense, I'd all but forget this movie existed.
That is such a crazy piece of marketing, by the way. There was nothing even. This was not nearly as jaw dropping as The Sixth Sense. That's such an insane thing for somebody to say.
Big leaps, big leaps. But we're watching the 2004 sci-fi thriller, The Forgotten, directed by Joseph Rubin, written by Gerald DePego, and starring Julianne Moore, Dominic West, and Gary Sinise. And I bury the lead there, Jim, but you goddamn right, I got the DVD cover right here. Because who doesn't own? Everyone owns a copy of The Forgotten, right? Unless you forgot to buy a copy.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the society at large really took this name literally and just like forgot that this movie ever happened.
Just
Like,
forgot it from existence. Not a great
yeah.
title to have. It was a little probably too on the nose for many people. But we got a lovely little log line on the back here, and it reads 9-year-old Sam Peretta is dead, killed in a plane crash.
Or is he?
Even though it's been 14 months since the accident, his mother, Telly, still grieves over the loss. But suddenly her husband swears they never had a child, and her psychiatrist insists she's delusional. But worst of all, there is absolutely no evidence to prove Sam ever existed. Haunted by the memories of her son, Telly's search for the truth propels her into a dark, mind shattering conspiracy of unearthly terror.
Totes.
That it does. Before anything, might this quite possibly be the worst name they've ever given an individual? Telly?
Telly. Yeah,
Telly.
it's not great. It's not
Like
spectacular.
it's like her dad was just around like when TV was first invented, when they were all just like, let's sit around the telly. And he's like, that would be a great name for my daughter.
Yeah, maybe that is a way it could have happened. Yeah.
Possible. And it's possible. Now I don't really have we don't obviously we didn't see this one in theaters, so this is a not big memory one. What was and when did you first come across this movie here, Jim? Do you remember or have you
I
forgotten?
I saw this movie in theaters a
You
hundred
did.
percent.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, I did. I saw The Forgotten in theaters. And I remember like it was maybe one of the first movies I can remember where I knew it wasn't good. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
like I still had a good time. You know what I mean? Like I was like, this movie's not great, but also it's pretty great. Like,
Like first coming across like a guilty, like an actual what you recognize as a guilty pleasure movie. You're like, I
yeah,
recognize what I'm watching is not good, but at the same time, I'm enjoying myself.
like the kind of movie where multiple times when I'm watching it at like 13 or 14 or however old we were at this point, I would say the phrase or something like this, like, that's so stupid, but not in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's,
like in a,
yeah. So I saw this in theaters. It's, I think it comes out a little bit before Jodie Foster's Flight Plan, like the one
yes,
where, and I remember we used to joke around, me and my sister, and I would say that that movie was called The Forgotten to Aerial Amnesia. So like this is like a
precursor
all-time like great movie for me, The Forgotten. I miss it so much.
is amazing. Who did you go with? Because none of us went with you to see
It would
this.
have been with my dad and my sister. Yeah, like that was
Gotcha.
like that was like a group that was going to the movies a decent amount back then.
Nice, nice. That's a good one. This is actually like I remember this movie coming out. Never watched it. When it came out, obviously Coop and I are sick individuals. We bought it for, to have in the collection. Never touched it or watched it until this point. This is actually a first time watch for me. I had thought that I had seen this movie, and it was probably 5 or 10 minutes into the movie when I was like, I have never seen this movie.
But wait, are you sure that that's not some sort of alien plot to forget
It's
for you to forget that this movie that you've seen it and that it exists?
entirely possible. But if they are, they're real sick bastards to make me have to watch this with fresh eyes again. That would be real
Yeah,
sick if that.
the only loose end of their plan is they didn't think anybody would buy the DVD, and here
Mm.
you are,
Here I
years
am,
later,
really showing these aliens what's what.
taking the plastic wrap off of it.
Yeah. They're up there studying me right now. They're just like, he defies convention. I can't wrap my hands around him. He's an enigma.
There's this invisible force between people and like kind of mediocre thrillers, and we wanted to know if we could get rid of it.
And the answer is we couldn't. He's too sick.
Yeah, he's too strong.
And there was too many sick individuals because I was shocked, I tell you, to find out about this movie's box office performance. Let's cue it up, Jim. Let's dive into some box office numbers.
Numbers, dates, numbers, numbers, dates, array, dates, numbers. Show me the money.
All right. The Forgotten is going to open against a $42 million budget, which somehow feels like way too much. like,
Yeah,
like
like
where
watch
did all
having
that money
watched.
go?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess into the effect of them like ripping the dude into space like multiple times.
Yeah, I guess so. They did do that like two or three times. Yeah, that's true.
Because other than that, it's very just like run of the mill by CGI and like effect stands. So I don't know where the 42 we got out of here was. I mean, how much do you think Julianne Moore asked for this movie? I would hope she got paid well for this movie.
I mean, coming off the heels of the sequel to The Silence of the Lambs, whose name I do not remember.
Hannibal?
Is it just called Hannibal?
Yeah. Was
Oh,
that the
right. And
movie
then
she did right before this? There
I
had
mean,
to
it
be one in
must.
between that, right?
I don't know. We could take a quick peek, honestly, just while we're talking about it.
Yeah, we might as well because I feel like knowing her, like she had to do
I
something
want to
between.
say, I want to say Hannibal was 2003, so this
No,
would have been
yeah,
like
no,
not
dude,
too long after
you're
it.
you're way off, dude. Yeah, Hannibal came
Really?
out 2001.
Oh, okay.
So she puts out the sci-fi classic with David Duchovny, Evolution. After that, she
Okay,
does
that
the
one's good.
the
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid Far From Heaven. She's in The Hours,
The
and then
Hours is a pretty big one.
yeah, and then comes The Forgotten.
How dare you leave out Laws of Attraction?
Relax, guy. No, we didn't need to do the whole fucking filmography.
Yeah, no, all right, so that's fair. I mean, let's be real though. This may as well have been the next movie she made after Hannibal. I mean, outside the hours, there was a lot of hemming and hawing for not so much really going on, you know?
So it's the first time the aliens were checking in.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, so yeah, $42 million budget. I bet you she got paid like a decent amount to be the lead in this. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea how much actors were getting paid in 2004. It might be something for us to look into.
I can't imagine, like, obviously she's not to the level of someone who's making like 20 mil on a picture, but you have to imagine like five. Five seems reasonable for her star-studded abilities.
Maybe. It seems high to me. I feel like there's like maybe like 10 people in the whole world who are getting paid more than $5 million a movie. So I don't know. I'd have to, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. Like, but I would have
Yeah.
to like do some research on
I mean,
this.
definitely now, but I would feel like Julianne Moore at this point, like, been around the block, made a name for herself. At least a couple mil, right? Maybe three.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Tough,
I
yeah,
don't
tough
know.
to say. Tough to
I'm
say.
really just guessing. I just wonder like I don't know that she's really a box office draw in the way that some other movie stars are back then. Like I know she's like a very famous, like memorable actress at this point, but I don't know that anybody's like, yeah, if we put Julianne Moore in a movie, it's gonna crush. Like I don't know that that's a thing that exists based on
Oh
just the
no,
filmography
definitely.
you just read off, right?
Feel like there's very even back then, you really only have a handful of people that really do that to begin with.
Right, and that's what I mean. Those are the kind of people I feel like would get paid 5 million or more. I just don't know. Like that's totally like a thing made up in my head. I have no idea like if she would have like gotten that much money or not.
Well, we can hope. And Julianne, I hope you got your payday for this one.
Yeah, well, I think we'll do some research on these in the future.
She should have asked for points on the back end. So that way, when they got the title of the biggest jaw dropper since The Sixth Sense, she should have been like, all right, come on, pay me the money. I told you we're going to represent here.
Yeah, totally. That one cherry picked line from that one critic really would have made the difference. But
You're
no,
telling
so
me you're telling me Bill Bragoli from Westwood One isn't a reliable news source?
from Westwood One is such a crazy thing to say. I didn't even know Westwood One was a thing back in 2004. Isn't that like a podcast kind of thing? It was like
Uh,
satellite radio or something, I think, right?
yeah, I don't know. Westwood
Oh man.
One, the largest audio network in America.
Yeah, ooh, that sounds a bit
Oh,
dicey. What metric are we
oh,
using for that? Like
yeah.
what are they like literally they have like the
They're
largest
quoted
building like
themselves. They're like the largest. The thing says Westwood One. Oh, no,
out of two out of two eligible. No, so it's going to open against that $42 million budget. Weekend of September 24th through the 26th. This is a weekend we've been spending a lot of time in. We've done Shaun of the Dead. We've done Infernal Affairs. We've done Motorcycle Diaries. For some inexplicable reason, we skipped over First Daughter, starring, I believe, Katie Holmes, which I
I
mean,
believe that was a you call there, my friend. So don't be putting out this inexplicable reason over here.
yeah, I mean that's fair. We can't watch them all. I suppose. I feel like I kind of want to. Like as I'm looking at First Daughter, I regret ever saying this, but
I don't. I think it was one of the most sound choices you've ever made.
we've kind of been working our way up this list for the 24th through the 26th until finally we have found ourselves at number one with $21 million. The Forgotten.
Forgotten. 21. All right, going to put us in the number 59 spot here on our list, just behind Garfield 21.7, but ahead of Seabiscuit 20.8.
Oh, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is like we're starting to get into like I feel like this is kind of a Halloween movie, right? Like it's sort of like a mystery, it's like kind of spooky. Like I think that like it's not quite like a horror movie per se, but I think this is kind of like if you're not into slashers this October, maybe go check out this like kind of thriller. So yeah, I mean like it makes sense that this is kind of like I feel like we're getting out of the doldrums of September. We're at least starting to get to like where there's a theme to the kind of movies we're going to be seeing. It's not just a dumping ground for nonsense cuz the fall kind of feels right for this movie, right?
No, this is a perfect spot to be releasing this movie. And you just like you said, you can sneak in some of the Halloween crowd people that really aren't into your like more violent spooky stuff, but they do like some of the like supernatural and maybe more like alien type sci-fi. So I think this is the right spot around to be releasing this movie.
Yeah, it's also important to point out that the alien thing in this movie, the whole alien angle, was like not a part of the marketing at all. Like the movie, you went into it thinking like she lost her son, he kind of disappeared, and now nobody thinks he existed. What's up with that? Like it was
So
supposed to
they
be like kind of like supernaturally.
yeah, they play it more
Um,
like it's like a more like a mind bender than like showing that it's extraterrestrial in nature.
Right, and that's kind of I think what that one review was getting at, where like they're basically saying like, "Ooh, the big twist was that it was aliens," which like I don't know, it wasn't really like kind of like played their hand really early on in the movie,
I
and
was
now
gonna say,
they're
I don't know if you can call it a twist when it happens like 20 minutes into the movie.
yeah. But anyway, we'll get more into that in a little
We'll
bit.
get to that later.
The point is, it opens number one, right? Going into
Crazy.
weekend two, it's gonna drop down to third place, 43.8% drop, down to 11.8 million.
Or I feel like could be so much bigger. It's fucking
Yeah.
movie.
And I think this is an interesting point to talk about a little bit about the weekend of October 1st to October 3rd because
On the chart, our next adventures.
I think we might. Yeah, maybe I'll just save it for like later on down toward the end. But
I'll save it towards the end as the little coda.
I would like to say though that
Okay.
if our next movie is not In the Face of Evil, Reagan's War in Word and Deed, then I
What?
am then I
What?
am quitting this podcast.
I've never even heard of that. What?
I'm pretty sure. So the distributor here is Nonfiction Films. I have a
Okay.
feeling it's like a
Say
documentary about
say
Ronald Reagan.
say the name of that one more time, please.
In the Face of Evil, Reagan's War in Word and Deed.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's something, all right. Yeah, it's a documentary. Good versus evil in this epic tale, which chronicles Ronald Reagan's crusade to destroy the most tyrannical and depraved political systems the world has ever known. And
Oh my God.
by that, he means our own.
It's a pro Ronald Reagan movie. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's
of
like
course, yeah, of course it is. Also, like the movie's an hour and 45 minutes. I don't think you can use epic tale if your movie's under 2 hours. Like
yeah, but what if it really happened, dude? What if it really happened, and what if it saved America? Isn't that epic?
did it save America or did he just get
No,
on its
it
downfall?
absolutely put it on a collision course with
Jim,
shore
also,
shore destruction.
Jim, please, if you can for me as well, you
Okay,
have to look up the poster for this movie right now.
okay.
For whatever reason, they put the Twin Towers in the bottom left corner. Osama bin Laden is heavily featured in the poster, billowing smoke over an American flag. And then then Stalin is in there, Nazi symbols in there.
Like, can we just
How
like
long was
none of
Reagan
those
president?
people like yeah, like Reagan did not fight the Nazis, dude. He also, I'm pretty sure Reagan was the one who like armed Osama bin Laden in the 80s. So like, I don't know, pretty interesting choice there. Like,
This
I
is
don't
the
know.
funniest poster I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a bit on the nose. And then like I love it too because like the Reagan, I'm assuming that's Reagan in the foreground,
yes,
is like sort of like absent-mindedly staring away from the camera. Like
yes.
you would expect Reagan to be like standing front and center against in the face of evil. You know what I mean?
It's actually
Really
looking
like
out. The poster is designed as it's him looking out on all that he's created.
yeah, and he just looks like such a he looks like my grandpa, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't look like imposing at all. He looks like I'm literally about to be like, "No, come on, grandpa, the ice cream's this way." Like, come on. Like and then we'll get you to bed, buddy. You know, like
That trickle down economics brought about the collapse of civilization. Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to
yes,
bed.
all right, grandma, that sounds great. Yeah. Like,
Evil is powerless if the good are unafraid.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. But yeah,
Excellent
so like
dialogue.
we
Jim,
could either watch that or we could watch Shark Tale.
I would please offer to never bring up that movie ever again.
Yeah, yeah, we might need to cut out this whole thing, honestly. But I don't know.
Oh,
We'll
it's
see what
immaculate.
happens.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll talk more about the rest of this week because there is a couple of other like bangers in here. I don't know that anything's gonna top the Reagan movie, but
I'm pretty
the
sure there's
fact
a
that it was a
couple.
pro Reagan movie was like such a curveball. I did not see that coming. I don't know
That
what
was
else I expected from
amazing.
2004 though.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was little still too early for the Reagan hate.
Yeah,
Like we
for
were just
sure.
starting to gain steam on realizing that that guy sucked as a president.
Yeah. Speaking of Ronald Reagan, um,
Here we
going
go.
into going into weekend three, famously Indigenous Peoples Day weekend, the
Never heard of
weekend of the 8th through the 11th. Never heard it called another name, never will call it another name. Uh this is weekend three. It's
it.
gonna drop another 35.7% down to $7.6 million, down in fifth place.
Okay. All right.
But if you count that Indigenous Peoples Day Monday, it pulls in 8.5 million. So like another like $900,000 or so in that Indigenous Peoples Day. Is that an Indigenous Peoples Day record? Like,
I don't know. Everyone was driving off the reservations that day to catch the Forgotten.
oh boy. Oh god. This is totally backfired.
That's right. You want to call Indigenous peoples day? I'm going to make you uncomfortable.
Listen, I don't want to call it that. That's simply what it's called here on Box Office Mojo. And you know me, I don't know holidays that well. I'm just going to call it whatever they tell me to call it, okay?
This is true. He checks notes. He's reading right off the teleprompter, people.
Yeah. Uh, moving on to weekend four, which is a lot more like racially comfortable for me. October 15th through the 17th.
Ah, October
And,
15th.
yeah, just, just a ho-hum day in October. Nothing important about it.
Just a good old fashioned day.
The October 15th through the 17th belongs to everybody. There's no specific people at all that belongs to. So it's gonna be weekend four of The Forgotten. Drop 21%. Pretty solid drop this late in the game. It's gonna pull in just about $6 million down in seventh place.
I'm honestly shocked by how well like these holds are week over week for a movie that seemed to be like very like taken to task for its twist and just like pull the rug out from under you. Like you would think this would be a movie that would after the first week kind of crater once people realize like what it is, but it seems
Yeah.
to hold pretty well.
I'm very curious to hear what Ebert has to say about it. Because, like, I think with the benefit of hindsight, it's really easy to see the flaws that this movie has. I think at the time, if the right people were like, hey, that was pretty crazy, like, I think you could get, like, some good word of mouth going and then, like, make some
Like
money.
and put people in the seats.
Yeah. But anyway, weekend five, 45.4% drop down to 3.2 million in ninth place. And finally,
Oh, does it have another week?
in weekend six, it's going to be all the way down in 12th place.
Ooh.
$1.7 million.
All right, so it's going to join a legion of other movies. 5 weeks is quickly becoming the standard bearer for how long you're going to hang around in the top 10, unless you're a top quality movie. So this is going to join other movies like Sky Captain, Resident Evil Apocalypse, Van Helsing, and Jim's personal favorite movie that we watched here on the podcast, American Wedding.
Yeah, that movie was so bad. I'm honestly upset that you even reminded me it existed. Every day I don't think about American Wedding is such a good day.
Allow me to bum you out.
Yeah, consider me bummed. It's- uh, so anyway, totals for The Forgotten. Domestic, it's going to finish with 67.1 million. International, I mean, yeah, that's not terrible though against the $42 million budget, especially when you hear this international number, $50.5 million international.
Damn, that's not bad
That's
either.
pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
You eke yourself out like a solid little win there.
Yeah, and then that's a worldwide total of 117.6 million.
All right, 117.6 going to put us in the number 66 spot, literally right ahead of A Knight's Tale's 117.5, but behind Spy Kid 2 119.7. But that's a solid little victory right there for The Forgotten, especially since we've been doing a lot of other like mid-budget genre movies that had just like continuously cratered on impact. This is definitely a win in their book to at least pull out, a single or a double out of this.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like every other movie we've done so far in September was like a massive failure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they spent way too much money, ended up burying it like in the second week of September and did not make their money back. Whereas this feels like it went a lot better than that, you know? And
This one,
I really do think this is us kind of like this is the movie that's gonna like pull us out of the holiday humdrum here. Like we're gonna start to see like some we're in the fall movie season now. We're not just in like a dumping ground like in that weird like month between fall and summer.
we're going to start to see people like now we're getting into the spooky season. Like people are going to want to start coming back to the movies. We're going to start seeing some better returns.
Yeah, and then I mean, come on, next week's In the Face of Evil. Fucking Ronald Reagan's gonna
Yeah, I can't think
defeat
of
the government? Question
yeah.
mark.
If there's one thing that can put asses back in the seats, it is famed Hollywood actor Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, right, right.
He pulled an Arnold Schwarzenegger. He did movies, went to be he went and became president, then came back, and now he's going back to movies. Schwarzenegger only did governor, but the same thing applies.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah,
It
no,
was
but like, I mean, like the next week, I think we kind of hinted at it, the number one, like the next like big movie coming out, Shark Tale, right? Which is way different than like Alien vs Predator. You know what I mean? Like,
like
it's
Shark
like
Tale, you'll put butts in the seats. Like yeah,
right.
like
They're expecting to make money on that movie, whereas I feel like this is a lot of the movies we've been doing in September. They were in September because they specifically were like, we're not going to make money on this movie.
yeah. And I wonder if they thought this one would join the Legion because going off a reception, you would think this movie would have cratered. 31% from the critics, 36% from the audience. So they're pretty lock and step there.
People like to do that.
5.8 from IMDb and a B minus cinema score.
Pretty bad. It's
Yeah,
pretty bad.
not great. Not great. And I got some user reviews for you this week, Jim.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah. We might have some people who came to play. We'll start with our first gentleman right here for their 1-star review of Forgotten, who starts it off. I would like to forget that I went and saw it. The Forgotten was one of the stupidest movies I have ever watched. The movie made no sense at all. Almost everyone fell asleep in the theater. If you want to pay money to fall asleep, then go watch the movie. Whoever made this movie ought to have their heads examined. On a rating of 0 to 10, I might rate it negative 100 because that's what it deserves. If anyone wants to waste their money on this movie, knock yourself out. But let me tell you, not worth the time. Certainly isn't worth wasting gas and driving to go see this worthless movie. Normally, I like most movies, but this one, don't like it.
That had a couple of hits in there. The whole like IMDb rating system, like 0 not being enough, like was in
Yeah,
there.
we're back, baby. We haven't had someone hit some of the hits in a couple of weeks, and we're back.
Yeah. He said whoever made it should have their head examined, which
Yeah.
is like it's
Also, making claims that you can't possibly back up. Everyone in the theater fell asleep. Yeah,
like this guy just like his fantasy is that somebody pays you a bunch of money to either like write or direct a movie, and you're just supposed to be like, hey, this movie's not good. I'm not gonna do this on principle. Otherwise, my head should be examined. It's like these people are trying to make a living, man. Like, what do you think they were doing out here?
it's so funny. People are nut jobs. We have our next person here, and they write, "This is a brief comment about the Forgotten. It was so dreadful that the friend I came with went into the lobby to play with the amusement machines. I am sure he had more enjoyment than I did. A silly and very poor film. Julianne Moore is the only good thing in this bad movie. Even the aliens were so poor they only had one alien representing the entire planet. I wonder if it was something to do with the Alien Actors Union. If the aliens ever see this film, they will probably return to their planet wondering why humans spend so much money on utter drivel. I have no idea how this film won the backing to be made or why Julianne Moore wasted her time with it. She probably has forgotten the reason."
All right, I'm pretty sure that guy was an alien trying to throw us off the scent of how
Yeah,
on the mark this movie is.
nice try,
What the
buddy.
hell are amusement machines? Like
He's talking.
that
He was
is
probably he was outside playing Time Crisis, Jim.
yeah, I know, but like who calls them amusement machines? They're arcade games. Like what are we talking about? That
This
is
is
100% an alien
yeah.
writing that.
He's been wearing his human skin suit for 48 hours. Still isn't down
Yeah.
with the terminology.
And then he's like, this movie was so wrong about aliens. They only had one alien. There's a lot more of us. I mean them.
He's like, I'm gonna have to get on the phone with the Alien Actors Union. I mean the Writers Guild. I mean the Actors Guild.
Yeah,
I gotta
the
get out of here.
Alien Actors Union, of which I am a card-carrying member. Like, this is an alien with a bone to pick because they cast a human in the alien part, and they only had one alien part in the whole movie.
It's like we had so many great alien actors, and you guys went with this crap.
Right? Yeah. Amusement machines is so ridiculous.
He had to leave the breadcrumbs, Jim. Otherwise, how are we going to read in between the lines?
Yeah, this might be the thing that sends me like to the mental institution.
Well, this
Like,
is this is where we have to
this
have our
is
head
the
examined.
this is the thread that I'm gonna pull on that's gonna unravel my whole consciousness.
He was never the same again. We're switching over now to our 10 stars. And our first one here writes, "This is a good one. Don't let anyone spoil the surprises. This movie has several catch you off guard, make you jump and scream moments. Adrenaline junkies will love this. Your date will hold on tight, and you will leave the theater laughing about how it's the first time in years a movie has done this to you. I've read comments from others who thought the story was stupid. Some people just love to analyze movies to death. Accept all movies for what they are. Entertainment! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Yep, classic. That's a hit. That's a hit on the 10-star reviews. The where you're like, listen, man, I thought this movie was entertaining, and if you disagree, you just don't understand what movies are. Like,
Man, well,
it's
I don't need to go get some PhD to go analyze my movies.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, maybe some people are entertained by like story. I don't know. Also, not this movie is not for adrenaline junkies. It's like really boring,
Like
actually. There's
insanely tame. There's like maybe two scenes of like actual things happening that could like maybe get someone's heart pumping if they were like not don't watch a lot of movies, but other than that, like not even close.
yeah, there's like three, maybe four. There's four jump scares, I would say, in this movie. And the problem with it is that three of them are the exact
Like,
same
same
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Like,
You got to wrong. Adrenaline junkies won't enjoy this movie. Gaslighters will love this movie. They'll be taking notes.
yeah, right. Oh my God, what a great idea. Change out the picture.
He's like, I can just make them think they're crazy. We have one last 10 star right here, Jim. And they write, I've seen what others have written, bagging on this movie, but in my opinion, this is what's perfect about movies in general. This makes it perfect. One, an original idea. Two, surprises. Three, let me tell you, surprises. Four, you really have some care for the people in the movie. And five, it has a good ending. By that, I mean uplifting. This is what I want in a movie. I don't like movies that end badly. If I want bad, I'll live my life. There's plenty of bad. There's plenty of bad in that nightly.
Oh no. Did they not go into more detail? Is that the end of the review?
No, it keeps going, but that was just out of control. And and I don't mean just bad because someone dies at the end. Braveheart had a great ending and the hero dies. American Beauty, on the other hand, sucked because of the ending. So, in my opinion, The Forgotten is a perfect movie for those who like movies. However, if you like films, maybe you should see something else. What?
I don't know. I just like this guy is like kind of reductive about people dying in movies. Like the ending of
Honestly,
American Beauty is kind of awesome, right?
yeah, honestly, can we get a wellness check on this guy?
Yeah.
If I want bad, I'll watch my life. Like, dear dude, it's just a movie. It's okay.
He's like, I hated American Beauty because it reminded me of my dad. Like,
It's like I saw my dad get blown by the neighbor once too. Never recovered.
yeah, no. I mean, I really hope that person is okay. Yeah. That took like kind of a dark turn.
Wherever
But
he
the
is
ending of
now.
American Beauty is awesome. Like sometimes people need to die because like we need to see them have consequences for their actions. You know what I mean?
So, Jim, that you like movies, so you should just watch something else, according to this guy. So this is a perfect movie, all right? When are you gonna learn?
I mean, it is the perfect movie. He's not wrong about that.
Yeah, I guess we could dive into it now. How do you feel about the Forgot? We've kind of like hinted here and there, kind of like where we seem to be leaning with this movie. I think we can fully explore it now. This movie's
Yeah.
not very
So
good.
I want to start. Gary, is it Sinise? How do you say that guy's name?
I always just said Sinise, but I
Gary
never
Sinise.
bothered to like check if that was correct or not.
Yeah. I think you're right, actually. It's not like Sinise or whatever. It's like Gary Sinise. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Gary Sinise, whatever the opposite of the mom in Shallow Hal is, that's what Gary Sinise is in this movie because he
He's
goes
selling
from
everyone
the
out left and right.
therapist who like only has even half of a moral high ground. Like the only way this person's even remotely a human being anymore is if they really believe Julianne Moore is delusional. And by the end of the movie, he's like, "Yeah, I knew the whole time." Like,
Yeah.
he's
It's like
like,
we might have to come up with the biggest piece of shit award because it might have to go to
right,
that guy.
right. He's like, "Yeah, your son totally not dead. Aliens took him. I knew the whole fucking time, and I was telling you were delusional. I know, right?"
Pretty
Like,
crazy, right? What a job.
yeah.
So
He's
you believe I
like,
get paid for this?
and he's literally like, I mean, what are you gonna do? Aliens, right? You can't stop them. I mean, like, yeah,
It's like,
they
listen,
just
you got
they just do it no matter what, you know. It's like, so I know, I don't know, you know, but I did know. I just want to make that clear.
like, listen, in
Like,
this economy, guys got to eat.
yeah, it's so ridiculous that that happens in this movie. Like, I can't for the life of me figure out why they did that. It's so much more interesting if he doesn't know. Like,
Well,
it's,
this movie is chock full of like trying to do those like twist reveals. And I think the movie thinks it's doing it because it's like shocking and like would be like it add a new wrinkle to the movie. But every time they do a twist in this, it does the opposite effect in that it takes you out of the movie and just leaves you with more like befuddlement than more intrigue into the movie. Because every time they reveal anything in this movie, it never invests me more into the movie. If anything, it just completely derails me. Like it blew my mind watching this movie that like because like I'm not gonna lie, the first like 10 minutes or so when like they set up the fact that like she's has this whole like she lost her kid and then it quickly turns out that like her kid never existed but like she has these memories like it's a neat little hook that kind of get me interested to be like oh okay like let's see where that's going like I wonder what that was about. But as soon as she's on her own and about to start making any exploration into this like conspiracy without any food for thought, without them setting it up anywhere, she just looks at Dominic West and goes, aliens. It was like, what? What do you mean aliens? She's just like,
yeah.
yeah, people from up there. And then it was just like, excuse me? Like, how did you get there? Like, you just said the most insane thing you could think of. And like, now you're just going to like make it happen?
Right. And she knew like she was kind of like in the know. She was like, remember that like there was like some like plane crash that the
Yeah.
military like covered up or something. And she's like, remember that was on the news? Like it's
It's
like
like, aliens could
so
do that,
very
man.
ham-fisted. But I'm with you though. Like I want to say you were right. That was probably like 20 minutes in or so, maybe a little bit earlier than that. But like the whole beginning, up until basically when she like rips the wallpaper off of Dominic West's like apartment and is like, come on, see, like who drew all this on the walls, you know? Like up until then, I'm like so in on this movie, and then it gets like so bad for like basically everything after that.
As soon as she makes the reveal that she thinks it's aliens with zero food for thought, the movie just is absolutely derailed. Because like
Yeah.
I don't have like necessarily against like it being aliens, but like we shouldn't be revealing that right off the bat. Like you should be building that and seeding breadcrumbs to get us to that point where like it seems that it keeps leading her to a more sinister like behind the scenes thing than it just being like either a government conspiracy or just like some weird like thing wrong with her mind like
Well, yeah,
that.
that's the thing. You would like a normal person, a reasonable person, like in this situation, because like right up until like a day ago, she just thought her son was dead, and everybody was talking to her like he was dead, and they knew the event that he died in, right? And then it's like a light switch flips that now nobody knows, right? Everybody's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like there was never any kid. Like, what do you mean? And like her husband's like, listen, you've had a bit of a thing, you know, he was never real, blah blah blah, right? Like that's a horrible experience to go through, and any no reasonable person would be like, but I got it. It's aliens. Like, like
Right?
there's
Yeah.
like no way that that's the first
Right.
conclusion you would come to.
And
You
then you
would
would get to
question
that
a
conclusion.
million things before you came up with aliens.
Yeah.
And if you said aliens out loud, people would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what do you mean aliens? Like, why would it be
Yeah.
aliens?"
And not only to jump to that conclusion, but pull it out of your ass because you remembered like a news article that you saw like years ago about like a
Right.
plane crashing.
But
Like
even with
it's
that,
fucking
it's
absurd.
crazy to go to aliens. Like if anybody said aliens, you'd be like, "No, like you are crazy. Holy shit, I don't believe a word you say," you know? Like
Like, it's
and it's like of
absolutely
course in
absurd.
this movie the reason she says it is cuz that's the answer, which is like never a good way to do this. You know what I mean?
Like you shouldn't guess the reveal 20 minutes into the movie. Like you
Right,
should be
and guess is the key word there. Like maybe you gave too much of a hint or something that gave it away, and like a savvy audience member is like, ah, it's gonna be aliens. You know what I mean? But like you need to at least do that much. There needs to be some kind of like push in that direction, or something she sees or finds or hears, like something that like gives her some kind of inkling, you know?
It's
But no,
insane.
she just knows. She's like, ah,
Yeah.
it was aliens.
It just
Like,
gets it immediately. That'd be like in Poltergeist if like the first night that like they walk in and like something weird happens, they're just like, we got ghosts.
yeah, but not even that. It would be like if they were like, you know what? I wonder if we're on top of an Indian burial ground right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why would you assume that, dude? Although that would maybe be more reasonable, depending on what part of the U.S. you're in. You know,
Yeah,
like,
very true.
like that's
Every
at least
part's
a
an
thing
Indian
you
burial
could like
ground when you live in the
realistically
Midwest.
find in the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, it's just such a confounding leap. And to then just like continuously keep peeling back the layers of every time you try to do a little bit more of a twist, that just continues to still leave you befuddled. Because it's like
Well,
you said,
yeah,
Gary Sinise, where he's like, I knew the whole time. Like, and then like, even later, when like she finds out where they're like, oh, the aliens abducted the kids, not for the kids, but they did it to test your love as a mother. And it was like, what? It's like what? Why?
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's like
to what end is the part, yeah, that I don't understand? Because it's
like
like,
such a
okay, maybe
dumb
these
reason.
aliens are like not emotional, I guess. Like they don't have like children the same way, or they don't feel about their children the same way, which is like interesting, I guess. But like, I don't know. Do you think humans would do that experiment in the same way, like the same kind of way? Like I feel like we have lots of animals around who are like, ah, yeah, we get it. They like, they love their mom. And, like we were never like, but what if we like,
They're like, but what if we wiped her memories and see if she remembered?
yeah.
It's like, so for that test, you guys made this like intergalactic deal with the government to just pull this shit off, and the government was like, we gotta let him do it, man. This seems like the only way we're gonna figure this out is with testing.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty steeped in UFO lore. Like
Yeah,
I'm pretty into it. Like I've listened to a lot of let's say material on the subject. I've listened
it
to
is out there, Jim.
so this is like a real thing that people believe that like that Dwight D. Eisenhower, President of the United States, made a deal with a race of gray aliens to like give them a certain number of people to like do testing and experiments on in exchange for technology. That's like a real like thing that people think happened.
Amazing.
Um and yeah, it's
God, I
important
love
to
this
say that
world.
it's not a real thing that happened.
God,
It's just the thing that people think happened. It's
God, I
not
love this world.
like so like it's like this movie feels like if you're steeped in that kind of UFO lore, you're like, "Oh my God, so cool. They know what's going on." You know what I mean? Like it's like so a part of me is a little bit like that, but it's also like way too much for people like that. Because it's like the same thing with like the like jumping to the conclusion that it's aliens. You know who does that? People who think that Dwight D. Eisenhower made a deal with the aliens in 1956 to like, like,
People who should definitely be committed.
right, right, yeah. And so like I kind of get it, and it feels like that maybe this movie is made by somebody who's like as steeped in that lore. You know what I mean? Like so that kind of thing is there, but like I don't know. It's just like it feels not very good for most of it. And I forget what you were just talking about before we got into that.
It's just not fleshed out at all. Like it feels like it's more it's more in tune with just trying to do Sixth Sense style twists than just like propelling the narrative naturally where it should go.
Yeah. The other thing I don't understand
Because again,
about
like,
this whole experiment thing,
yeah,
kind of what you were talking about here. What on earth was like the whole thing? Like that guy who was running it, like we don't understand anything about what happened, what was going on with him. Like we just know he needed it to succeed for some reason, because that's like to me the whole point of doing an experiment is like you do it and you're like, wow,
see
that
what
one
happened.
like we can't break it. That's pretty crazy. I wonder what that's all about. Like there's no losing when you do an experiment like this. Like everything's unknown. So you're like everything you see is like new information, right? Um but for some reason, like he needed to break the bond, otherwise they were gonna like suck him up into the skies tube. Like,
Absurd. And I just love like it's so silly when they're just like think back to your first memory and they try to steal it, but she's like, but I remembered him in my womb.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she's
You
like, his
can't break
name
the
is
bond.
Sam.
Yeah. And honestly, like I think at the same time, I think we might have to put Julianne Moore in with the piece of shit committee because her husband's a pretty big victim in all this also. And that dude, she don't give a fuck about him at the end of this movie.
Yeah, that would, you know what? That's a good point. Because, like, I want to talk about the end here a little bit. The end is like a Valentine's Day, like, punch in the face kind of moment where they're like, yeah, this movie didn't make any sense, right? And, like, none of the things that happened were earned or really that interesting at the end of the day. But guess what? She got her son back. Am I right? Like,
Got her
it's
son back.
like,
And then also
it
like
has,
my
it
other
plays
question
that,
to
like,
that.
that
Yeah, go on.
low hanging fruit of them in the park where like you can't help but feel something watching that. You know what I mean? Because like I know she really missed her son, and then she's like looking for him and she's yelling his name, and then he's there. And it's like in that moment, it's Valentine's Day. It's when she goes back and they're like, yep, and then she's got to talk to the guy on Valentine's Day, but he's in Iraq. Isn't that sad? You know what I mean? Like it's that moment where like it's like we didn't need to do any of the work because you're gonna feel this moment when we show it to you like this, no matter what. Like this movie could be like a 90-second short and you would feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like if we did it like this.
Yeah.
Um and then yeah, the husband completely missing from the end of the movie. Like
When
they
even
never answer if he comes back or not. Like did she
yeah.
even want him back?
And he also like, if anything, he's a worse victim because he wasn't strong enough to like sever the bond. So like he fully forgot everything. Like,
Yeah.
and instead of
But
it turning
also
into the end that you want to like go and bring the kid back to save like the family, you're literally just like, no, if I have my son, it's fine. Fuck him. Like he didn't believe me, and it's like they fucking brainwashed him. Like, what did you want him to do? Like,
yeah, what she wanted him to do was what Dominic West did, bro. She wanted him to overcome because his love for the kid was just too strong. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm kind of on her side.
another
She learned a
another
lot about
un,
that guy.
another unfair standard set on men by women.
I mean, it's not unfair if you're the person who literally brought your son back from the dead with sheer force of will. You know what I mean? It's like if I gave up, we would have totally been fucked because you gave up. Like,
I graduated. I got my GED. All right, I didn't go to college. I'm gonna outlast an alien
yeah. Also,
hitting me with psychic brainwaves. Like,
like
kidding?
by the end, I mean, like her and Dominic West were gonna kind of be a thing, right? That was like they were gonna
That's what
start
it seemed
dating
like
at
the
the
movie was.
swings. Like,
Yeah, that's what the movie seemed like it was setting up, which just seems insanely fucked up to me. It's like, yeah, sure, like
yeah.
he couldn't
Well,
overcome the alien, but like for God's sakes, like this dude's a victim too, and you're just like, fuck him.
yeah. And don't tell me it was impossible because you know who did it? Dominic West did
But
it.
he didn't, dude. He like died, right? Like he fell out the window, and then all of a sudden he was just there again at the end.
Yeah,
Also,
but
just
I'm saying
because
he
she
overcame the thing to like believe her and know that his daughter existed and everything. Like he wasn't brainwashed. He
why would
beat
that
the
reverse
brainwashing.
but why would that reverse him falling out the window, like presumably to his demise? But also, like, even more than that, just because she was able to withstand and like overcome, why would they return all the other kids? Why would
Yeah,
they
I
just
mean,
reverse the entire thing? Why wouldn't they just give her back her kid and send her on her way and be like, fuck this girl?
the plan
She
doesn't
won.
make any sense. Like it's the part of the thing that I really don't understand. Like is they do these kind of experiments all the time, I guess. And then like the end first of all, little weird that they never got around to this experiment. If they've been doing this forever, maybe, like as Gary Sinise says. Like this feels like one you would knock out pretty early, like before there was like cars and stuff. I don't know, maybe. But it's like you're like, man, there's this strange, like inexplicable bond between this creature and its offspring. I don't know. We'll get to that in like 20,000 years or so. Let's not worry about it
Like, listen,
yet.
no need to test this theory right now. All right, put it on the back
Yeah,
burner.
right. But yeah, like, it just like none of it makes any sense. Like, why does her remembering the kid's name at the end get that alien sucked up into the fucking ether and then undo everything that they did? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, are
Makes
they
zero
throwing her
sense.
a bone? Like, is that just how it was always gonna end? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's none of it is explained or meaningful in any way other than the Valentine's Day thing where they're like, but you got him back, huh? Like, doesn't that touch your little heartstrings? Like,
Not a great plan.
yeah, not a great plan. Not a great plan. I
Not a
will
great
say
plan.
though, I am definitely on Team Dominic West here. That husband was a total schlub. He gave
Listen,
up on Sam way too easy.
I will not take any slander from ER's Anthony Edwards.
No,
The
Anthony.
man was doing the best he could. Poor bastard was balding. Like he couldn't stand a chance against those aliens. They beamed right into his brain, directly in.
Yeah, because he was weak. That's why. Also, real big plot hole in the aliens' plan. They went to such great lengths to like undo this. They were like erasing videotapes and like removing entire photo albums and swapping out pictures and like erasing people's memories, like hundreds and thousands of people. Like it was like a huge news story, this plane crash thing, right?
Didn't paint that room.
Yeah, right. They couldn't like yeah, they couldn't like get rid of the drawings. Like what an absolute
Like
fuck up.
just put some wallpaper over it. It'll be fine. No one will rip that off.
Right, right. No ways. What are you kidding me? You think they're gonna rip down the wallpaper? What are you nuts? There's no way. This is fine, Gary.
That
Just
re-
leave it.
that reads like the lead alien on the project gave it to like two underlings, and the underlings were like, "I don't want to paint this, man. Like, just throw some wallpaper up there. No one's gonna check."
No, you know what it reads like? It reads like some like middle manager was like, "Listen, we really got to do something about this wall. I'm telling you, it's a big blind spot here. Like we're leaving ourselves wide open." And the main alien guy who gets sucked up at the end is like, "Gary, just do it, Gary. Just put the wallpaper. I don't want to hear any more about the drawings." Like, and then that's why he's getting sucked up into the ship at the end because they're like, "Yeah, you can't cut corners, dude. You're gonna do this. You got to do it all the way."
You can't take your lazy management anymore, Gary. You're
Yeah.
done.
You're so high
Also,
up on the chain you've forgotten what it's really all about.
I just want to picture like what alien was in charge of like setting up the like fake airplane trip that like they had to convince all the parents to let the kids go on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean right. And like I don't know. It's just it's so also like what was them being dead for a while part of the experiment? Like it seems like if you could just erase everybody's memories, wouldn't you just do that instead of this whole like
Like, why don't you just steal the kids in the middle of the night?
right, and then like just make it so they don't remember him like right away, right? Is that I mean, or
Yeah.
maybe that's what they did and what's her name
Kristen,
really was delusional for like 14 months or whatever?
well, I mean, they don't really like explain enough of like what the experiment is, other than her just being like, it wasn't for the children. It was for me. It was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that opens it up. That breaks this case wide open.
Yeah, and like I kind of get it because like really at the end of the day the movie's about her like finding her kid and like that's
It's about like the love between like a mother and her child. Like it's about the bond of like motherhood, essentially. It's like
right.
that like a bond like that can't be broken. Which like I'm with that. That sounds like a very interesting movie to like explore, especially in this regard. The issue
Yeah.
is like you just took the most like lazy approach to doing it. Like this,
Yeah,
this
honestly,
plays, this plays like a rejected X-Files episode. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, "Where's Scully and Mulder?" Like,
right. Yeah, that's a good point. It does feel a lot like an X-Files episode, which is great if you're watching the X-Files in like 1994. It's not as great if you're like yeah, I mean even if you're watching it now, it's like you can appreciate 90s TV for what it was, you know what I mean? Your movie should never feel like 90s TV. That's not that's not a great outcome at all, actually.
not a great plan. I will say though, if there was one thing that I can agree with in any of our reviewers from IMDb, it is that the only reason this movie like is like any salvageable and watchable is that Julianne Moore knocks it out of the like that lady does not take a day off. Like she
Yeah, she's great.
fucking commits 1000%. And any of the enjoyment that I got out of this movie is a testament to just how good of an actress that she is.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's awesome. And I agree. I think she was like the best part, like a bright spot in a sea of dim.
She's
I
like
would say,
the only pro that I can come up with for this movie. And I still think the hook, like even though the execution for the rest of it is horrible, I still think the hook for this movie, like that first 10 minutes is like I was so in and then they took me so out. But I always like the hook was good.
yeah, right. It's a great premise, right? Where a lady lost her son and nobody believes her son ever existed. It's pretty cool, yeah. It reminds me of that Angelina Jolie movie where she like gets her kid back and she's like, "That's not my kid," and everybody's like, "Listen, just play along, like, like it'll be fine. Look, you got one, right? Just hang out with this one, and like, you got a hole to fill in your heart.
Take
Just
care
fill
of
it
this
with
one.
whoever's kid this is."
They should have let Chris Nolan take an uncredited rewrite at this bad boy
Yeah, you want to hear
after Memento.
you want to hear my crazy fan theory? This isn't
Uh,
one I looked up.
okay, let's
This
hear it.
is this is my crazy fan theory. This movie, the first like 20 minutes or so is about miscarriages.
Okay.
Cause like she had a kid and like lost the kid and everybody else is like, "What kid? Like what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Like that's like that was like as I was watching this, I was like, dude, this movie is like totally about a chick having a miscarriage. Like some like the whoever wrote this like had a miscarriage and that's what this is about. Like because like nobody understands your pain and everybody like didn't have the same bond with it that you had, even your husband, you know what I mean? And then like
Yeah. I mean, I could see that.
and
That's
then it
not
gets
that's
about
not
and
out
then
of
it
the
starts
realm
being
of
about
possible.
aliens and then I'm kind of like, this isn't as great. Like,
What they should have done is done like the changeling, where like her kid comes back, but it's actually one of the aliens posing as her child now.
yeah. That honestly doesn't sound that good. That doesn't sound that good.
No, I mean, honestly, I with the hook with this movie, I think bringing in aliens into this at all is just like just so cheap.
It's just forced. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
forced. It's like you had a premise and then like somewhere along the lines of either somebody cooking up that premise in their head or like when it got into a room with other people or when an executive looked at it they were like, "Listen, I love the premise. What if aliens?" And that was like the whole thing. And like that's
the
literally
ancient pyramid guy was in the office room that day, and he was like, "Listen, I
right.
like the pitch. One word, aliens."
That's literally what this movie feels like, where it's like somebody had a cool idea for a movie that's like maybe about something actual human people go through, and then they were like, and then aliens, and it like it feels almost like an AI wrote it at that point. Like it reminds me of like when AI were first becoming a thing, and people were like, they wrote an episode of like Seinfeld. Like that's what it would always be like. Like they would just be like, and then aliens came out and like started shooting everybody, and it was crazy. Like that's what this feels like.
It's like just such a left turn that you just can't come back from.
Yeah.
It feels just so tonally off from the get-go. Like it just doesn't
Yeah.
like you just tell from the second she brings up aliens that you're like, this does not belong here.
Yeah, and like the thing is like it could if it wasn't so half-baked. Like there's a way that you could make this like where aliens fit into it. Like I don't know exactly what it is, you know what I mean, off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
like it feels like there's a way that this movie could involve aliens that doesn't feel so cheap. But like the way it is, it feels like they're trying to get a guy to write on the DVD that it was the biggest twist since The Sixth Sense. You know what I mean? And like, but also not that at all. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it was rough. It was pretty ham-fisted.
still love it though. I'll watch it again for sure.
I mean, it wasn't like I mean, what helps it is that it's only 91 minutes. So the short category definitely a pro in its favor. And it is at least watchable. It is like you said, like watching the entire movie, I was like, this movie is horrible. But at the same time, like I was never bored by it.
Yeah. I was kind of bored by it at a bunch of parts. You know what? The last like kind of crazy comparison I'll make here. The middle of this movie is so boring to me, and I'm gonna give you a movie that it reminds me of. And I want to see if you're picking up what I'm putting down here. It reminds me of Jack Reacher 2. Like, where the middle of this movie is people just like hurriedly running places and then being like, oh my god, something's happening. Like, and then like they like hurriedly run somewhere else. And I never care where they're going. And I'm pretty sure in Jack Reacher 2 there's like a car crash in the middle too. Like there's like like it hits all the beats of like people are frantically going places like for the whole second act of this movie, you know? And like
Yeah.
it's got like the music, like the dun dun dun, dun, you know what I mean? Like it's like everything seems like it should be like I should be on the edge of my seat, but I'm just not, you know?
Well, when you just recycle the same thing over and over again, there's only so many places you can go before that gets like numbing.
Right. And it's like, all right, we're gonna go this place. Oh my God, there's aliens! Like that's like
Yeah,
what
it's
this
so
whole
absurd.
movie feels like.
When they get to the cabin and the roof just explodes up into the sky, it was like, dude, this movie is absurd.
Yeah, very absurd.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, just very ham-fisted, and I don't know that I have much else to say.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. Actually, no. One more thing.
Okay, let's hear it.
The scene when they have the like FBI NSA agent like tied up in the chair, Dominic West like threatening him with the crowbar. Like he took the funniest crowbar stance anybody's taken in a movie. Like it wasn't threatening at all. It looked like one of those like pandas, like when they like get up to try and look big to scare you. Like you're just like ah, like there was nothing intimidating about it. It was just so silly looking, and I can't believe anybody like put that in the movie.
Absurd. Well, this is not a movie that really thought too deep, I think, into any of their scenes.
No, I guess not. But what if I told you it was aliens the whole time?
That crowbar? And
And I really mean the whole time. Like, who knows how long they've been around?
yeah, who knows? They might be pulling that art strings right now.
I want you to know that who knows so bad, I'm gonna put a character in the movie to be like, who knows? Like I could have just thought who knows. You didn't need to like spoon feed me who knows. You know what I mean? Like
Need to spell it out.
Gary Sinise is like, listen, I've been in on it the whole time. I have no reason for being in on it. I don't even know why they're doing this, but I was in on it and I didn't tell you a
All
word
right.
about it. Like,
He's like, let me tell you, I was just a lowly therapist working a measly 9 to 5, but all of a sudden these two aliens pulled me aside and gave me the role of a lifetime.
yeah. And then there's that part when Gary Sinise goes up to the cop and he's like, listen, I thought she was delusional, but I'm starting to believe her. It's like, no, dude, you knew she wasn't delusional this whole time. Like you were
That's
in on
that's a
it.
that's a scene literally there for like the audience that makes no sense after you've watched it
Right.
once because it's just like, why on earth would he go say that to somebody when we know he knows?
Right, exactly. Like he
There,
knows, and he knows he knows. And he's like, I don't know. I didn't know, and now I'm not so sure.
that makes it feel like he's just like sitting at home and he's like, I should go plant a story at the cops, like really, really just fuck with him and make him
Right.
seem like I don't know
This
what's going on.
this movie needs more things that are like half-cocked plans in it. Let me go do that.
The most Machiavellian man on the planet. Even the aliens up there, are like, bro, you didn't have to do that, bro. Like, what are you doing? Gary Sinise is, I'm really into the part, all right? Like, you guys gave me the role of a lifetime. I'm gonna play it.
So silly.
Yeah, an absolutely absurd movie. Is there anywhere else you'd like to take this?
Did you rewind in the beginning when he was like, "You never had a cup of coffee"?
No, no, I didn't. Did you?
I rewound it. I was like, "Wait, did she have a cup of coffee though?" Like,
Did she have a cup of coffee? I don't know
she
that
didn't. She never had a cup of coffee. He was so right. She didn't have one.
wow. I don't know
All
what to
right, now
believe.
I'm really out of stuff.
I
This
don't I don't
movie's
know
my
what to
favorite.
believe anymore, Jim. Who
I love
knows?
this movie so much.
I can see that. Is there any rabbit holes you want to take us down, or should we turn our attention to our star ratings?
I guess we could do star ratings. Yeah. I'm not gonna play Ebert drop because I
Oh,
think this
yeah.
is like somewhere in the middle, and I am gonna bet that Ebert gave this a good score.
Really?
I think so.
You
Yeah.
think he gave us a good score?
I'm not 100% sure, but he's done some questionable things
Yeah, it's true.
in recent weeks. So I guess we'll
Well,
find out.
Raj ain't having it this week. Raj gave this movie 2 out of 4 stars, writing, "The Forgotten is not a good movie, but at least it supplies a credible victim."
Wait, are we the victim? Is that is that what
Yeah,
he's saying?
maybe. That might be what he's implying.
No, I think he means Julianne Moore is the
I know
victim.
you would have some choice words to say about that. You are not in lockstep with Raj. Well, all right, Jim. Final thought, final rating for The Forgotten.
No, I'm like pretty in lockstep with Raj. I was like debating whether to give this 2 or 2.5.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and like this feels like a movie where I want to give it 2.5, but only because I gave Rugrats 2, and that was a mistake. So I'm not gonna like compound the mistake here. I'm just gonna give The Forgotten a 2 out of 5.
I'm also going to give this a 2 out of 5. I think that's a worthy score right there for
This
us.
is
So,
a this is a real 4 out of 10 movie. That's like I think that's like the healthiest place for this to be. Yeah.
yeah, definitely a good spot for this right here. So, 2 and 2, going to give us a 4. We got some fours here, Joe.
I bet you do.
If you take
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I think this is gonna have a pretty strong showing for me in the fours. I don't remember most of these off the top of my head.
I think I mean, it's going to blow past the first two easily. I think you taking The Forgotten or the Rugrats movie.
The Forgotten, like
Me too.
easily.
Me too. You taking The Forgotten or Hey Arnold the movie?
The Forgotten.
Me too. Here's where we may get dicey. Are you taking The Forgotten or are you taking Mr. 3000?
The Forgotten.
Yeah, I would also still take The Forgotten.
I'm
Uh,
never gonna watch Mr. 3000 ever again. Like
Neither am I. Neither.
it's gonna be a cold day in hell before that movie comes on the
Neither am I.
television when I'm
But I
up.
also don't see myself ever watching this movie again. I get you. You probably will.
No, I'm
Having
totally gonna watch this movie
yeah,
again. I honestly want to
you
go
got
to
the nostalgia factor
I
in
want to
there.
go to the thrift store just so I can try and find this movie on DVD.
Oh, yeah. Look at that DVD copy looking pretty good right now, Alien Boy,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah.
Do we take The Forgotten or Shallow Hal?
I'm gonna take The
You said that.
Forgotten.
You're fucking out of your
I
mind.
don't think Shallow Hal's really that good, man. It's funny, but
It's
it's
not that I
not.
love Shallow Hal, but it's just like it's better than The Forgotten.
I don't know about that.
Listen, you got an all-star woman that would go to bat for you if you make out and cheat on her daughter. You're gonna take Gary Sinise's big piece of shit over that?
Yes, every day of the week. Yeah,
God. Have you been abducted, Jim? Who are you? You're an alien right
maybe,
now, aren't you?
maybe I have.
It's been an alien this whole time. Who knew? I'm taking Shallow Hal. Not even a question. And then King of the Fours. You taking Shallow? You taking The Forgotten or King Arthur?
King Arthur. Yeah, it's not gonna
Yeah,
be King Arthur to me.
yeah, yeah. All right, so it ties with Shallow Hal in the 68th position. But definitely a worthy spot for this to be hanging around in is the fours. I think this is a worthy place. What say ye?
I say like King Arthur and The Forgotten are kind of like exactly what a 4 out of 10 should be. They're like movies that like are pretty enjoyable, but really overly miss the mark on what they were trying to be, and are like kind of like cheap imitations of what they really wish they were. You know what I mean? Like they're like the perfect like 4 out of 10 movies for me. That's why I put them both so high.
So that I think I would agree with that sentiment right there. All right, so we talked a little bit about it earlier, Jim. We have a new weekend here to approach. We have three new releases this weekend, and all eyes see. Well, to kickstart us off for this next weekend, two of these movies we would be doing anyway because we saw two of these movies in theaters.
You saw In the Face of Evil,
No,
Reagan's War in Word and Deed in theaters? Unbelievable.
I'm gonna call the aliens right now, Jim.
So wait, which are you? I'm
Well,
guessing
you
you're talking about Shark Tale and Ladder 49. What's Ladder
yes.
49? Did we see that?
Yeah, we saw Ladder 49 in theaters. That's the Joaquin Phoenix, John Travolta firefighter movie.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty incredible. I don't remember this at all.
You don't remember that? I could have sworn you
No.
came to this with us.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I saw it, but I'm gonna break some news to you. There's probably gonna be a lot of movies we definitely saw in the early 2000s that I don't
Yeah.
remember.
So this movie is like the pre-World Trade Center. And what I mean by that is that this movie is it follows Joaquin Phoenix as a firefighter who gets trapped in a warehouse fire. And while he's like rushing with death, he recollects all of the events in his life that got him to that point,
Nice. Sounds
which is the
amazing. So it's
exact
like,
plot of World Trade Center when Nicolas Cage and Michael Pena get stuck. When they get buried, they do the same thing. They have the like recollection of like their entire life.
yeah, I think I prefer to think of it more like Backdraft meets For the Love of the Game. Like that's
I
how
think I
like
think
I
that's
don't want to.
exactly how they pitched it
Yeah,
in
it
Office too.
sounds it sounds incredible, honestly. I'm like so excited to watch it.
Yeah,
There
and then
is yeah, what
I don't think you saw Shark Tale with. I think that was just me and Charlie went and saw Shark Tale.
yeah, I don't think I saw Shark Tale.
Yeah, but so we would be
There's
doing those
one.
two anyway. The question is do we do the third movie also, which is I Heart Huckabees?
Yeah, we're definitely doing I Heart Huckabees, dude. Like there's no question about it. That should be our next episode, honestly.
Doing all well, wouldn't it stand to reason that we would follow in line the same as we did this week, where we do whatever movie made the oh well, it would probably be I Heart Huckabees, right?
I mean, unless we're doing In the Face of Evil, Reagan's War in Word and
Stop,
Deed, then yeah, it
stop,
would be I Heart Huckabees. It only
stop.
opened on 4 screens.
Oh Jesus. Okay. All right. So it would go I Heart Huckabees. What
Then Ladder 49,
then Ladder 49, then Shark Tale?
then Shark Tale. Um,
Or should we do so I Heart Huckabees made the least, so we'll do that one next. But then
hold
I
on.
think but then I think we should do Ladder 49 first because we saw that in theaters first and then I saw Shark Tale after that.
All right, I'm with you. I do have a monkey wrench to throw into
I
the
I
fray here.
I swear to God, if you have another like niche ridiculous movie that you're gonna pull out right now, I will take nothing from you.
I mean, it's in the top 10.
Okay, what is it?
It's in the top 10. Is that niche?
Let's hear whatever you have to say.
All right. So I think my pitch for this movie, before I tell you what it is that this is exactly the kind of movie that we would randomly pick out of your DVD collection and put on in your basement. And by the end of it, there was like a decent chance we would both be like, wow, can't believe that movie was good. Like, no way. There's like, but it was really good. So I submit to you, we watch I Heart Huckabees and then Woman Thou Art Loosed. Now,
What?
can I read to you the IMDb like little like blurb here underneath Woman Thou Art Loosed?
Yeah, woman, thou art loosed. I've never even heard of this.
Okay. So this is important, and I'm gonna Google this because I want to make sure this is the guy I'm thinking of. Like this is like so important.
Okay.
So there's this guy. Have you ever heard of T.D. Jakes?
P.D. Jakes?
Jakes, like Jake, like from the Chinatown, but with an S on the end. T.D.
No.
Jakes.
No.
T.D. Jakes is like a bishop, maybe, or like a reverend or something, who used to make frequent appearances on the Dr. Phil show. Like,
Oh boy. All right.
and so,
That's
hear
about
me
all I need to
out.
know of that.
Hear me out on Woman Thou Art Loosed. I feel
No.
like this might be a must watch. So, an adaptation of Bishop T.D. Jake's self help novel chronicling a woman's struggle to come to terms with her legacy of abuse, addiction, and poverty.
No. I'm
No,
out.
you're not in.
I'm out. We're already so deep in the weeds with so many movies week over week. We need to draw a line somewhere. And I think movies that no one has ever heard of is not the way to go.
I mean, that's fair. But like, are we doing this so people have like heard of the movies, or are we doing this to explore at this point?
I think we are doing this for that people have actually heard of movies.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll just watch Woman Thou Art Loosed in my own time then, and I'll
Yes,
report back to you on
you
what
can
it
do that,
is.
and then you can report back to me on that one and let me know how it is, and then maybe I will also watch it.
I mean, come
Eh,
on, it's from Magnolia Pictures.
We can tell you it's not helping your case.
I don't even know who that is. Are they like the ones who made that movie where the kid, like, the basketball player, like, gets frozen in ice? Like,
What?
you don't remember that one? Where the kid gets like he like falls into the lake and he's like in the hospital and they're like, listen guys, it's looking bad. And then they pray and then they're like, hey, guess what? He made it. Like,
Oh, the fucking oh, what was that called? Breakthrough?
yeah, breakthrough.
Right?
They'd be
Yeah.
like, it'd be a
Yeah.
miracle if this kid ever even like thought again. Like, he was just in the ice for too long.
See now there, dude, there's a whole genre of movie unto itself. The religious faith movie. I love gotta love those.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Woman Thou Art Loosed is definitely like the spiritual predecessor to Confessions of a Marriage Counselor, and I want to watch it so bad.
No one's stopping you.
I know, it's fair. Nobody is stopping me.
Oh boy. All right. So I Heart Huckabees, Ladder 49, Shark Tale.
Yeah, I suppose.
Hey,
If that's how it has to be.
that's the way it's gotta be. It's the way the cookie
Fine.
crumbles.
We honestly, we can skip I Heart Huckabees if you want to. That's really just a movie I really like. We don't have to do it if you don't want to.
That's up to you. I mean, I haven't seen that movie. I think I only watched it once when it first came out. So like I'm not opposed to that one if we want to do it, but I'm still fine with doing that. I mean, that's a big enough movie. David O. Russell, Dustin Hoffman, Jude Law, Schwartzman, Wahlberg. Like that's
Yeah. I promise you, like maybe 15 people know what I Heart Huckabees is. Like, if we're doing this based on like movies people recognize, like it's not worth it. I don't think.
the stuff that actually like came out that had like star brand in it. 'Cause it's not
You
like
obviously you
what?
obviously didn't watch enough Dr. Phil back in the day because
Yeah,
T.D. Jakes was was a staple on television in my house.
yeah. No, I managed to avoid a lot of that. Thankfully, as a youngin. All right. So yes or no on on Harkabees. I leave it up to you.
It's up to
I'm
you. I would love to do it. I think
all
it's a
right.
great
So yeah,
movie. I
all right.
want to
So
watch
no,
it,
yeah,
but I feel the same way about Woman Thou Art Loosed. So I don't know.
I'm not giving you the woman art that loose. I'll give you Huckabees. Huckabees we can do. I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in on Huckabees.
I don't know. You're the guy who's saying we need to do movies people have heard of. I'm just saying. It's your call.
My God, I've had. You know what? I'm calling the aliens. That's it. Getting them on the phone. Take this. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, get him out of here. All right, so we got the next 3 weeks lined up for movies, and we would have been doing 2 out of the 3 anyway. So that's a solid little grouping right there. I'm cool with that. What was the last thing you jammed on? Anything of note?
So I've been like on such a run of biding my time with the
Uh,
Peacock and
did you,
Twisted Metal.
did you finally start it?
Nope, I did not. I found another way to waste a few weekends.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
remember the sci-fi show from the 90s, Sliders?
Yes. I've only seen like certain episodes here and there, but I do remember that one.
It is so good. It's Like, remember earlier when I was saying like you can enjoy 90s TV for what it was?
Yeah.
Sliders is like a real like enjoy 90s TV for what it was. Like the special effects look so lame and and it is very much like the kind of show we were like kind of wishing they made a few episodes ago still where like it's like very much like a procedural like every episode they're in a different version of Earth and it's like here's the situation in this version of Earth. Um and it's great. It's like so awesome. Like I'm so
Loves.
hooked on it, and I just I can't get enough. I can't recommend Sliders enough.
I'll have to check that. I will probably check that one out because I do remember that show like being ridiculous and awesome, and I never watched like the full thing. So I might have to finally do that. I could rock that. I, on the other hand, have not been lucky enough to watch enjoyable things. I went and saw the new Bob Odenkirk film, Nobody 2.
Oh, come on! It had to be better than Nobody Won, right?
No, I don't know. I don't even remember Nobody Won. That was like a fever dream that came out in 2022, and we were just happy to be back in the movie theaters again. I don't know. Nobody asked for this. It
Yeah,
is
I don't know. I
it
heard
is
that they called up Bob Odenkirk, and he'd been like, he never stopped training after Nobody Won, dude. He's been ready. He'd been asking for it every day in
well,
the gym.
I'd get why he would be asking for it. Like the movie looks like it was probably fun to make for them, and like
Yeah,
he got to do an action movie. Like I'd say yes to that too, but it, the end product ain't what you want. It's torture, dude. It's everything. It's just so like everything we talked about in The Forgotten. This movie does just in the action format. Just tired and lazy and just absurdly brutal to sit through.
yeah. I mean, I'm like, I feel like I could summarize like the first like 45 minutes of Nobody, and he's like, "Listen, I'm not gonna fight you," and then he like fights him, and then he's like, "Look, I really don't want to fight you," and then his wife's like, "No, babe, fight him," and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna fight you." Like that feels
Congratulations,
like that movie in a nutshell, right? Like,
congratulations, you wrote the movie.
yeah, right, like that feels like really like the whole thing and like it's like the trailer kind of wears it right on its sleeve. Interesting tidbit, Nobody was the first date me and my girlfriend went on was to go see the first Nobody. Neither one of us has even mentioned going to see the second one. That's like
So it really goes to show how the lasting impression that movie made.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Incredible. But yeah, it's garbage. It's a true end of August movie if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that'll do it for all of us, people. Go out as always. Make sure you check out all these movies for yourself, form your own opinions, and join us next week when we dive into I Heart Huckabees, not Ronald Reagan, not Jake Sky. And until next time, we'll see you at the movies.